Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Put a Ring on It. It started where it left off last time with Otis being in denial and wanting to basically just be like, oh, okay, well, whatever you say. And I just hate when people do that. Like, instead of communicating effectively, you'd rather just deflect or make it seem like, oh, well, y'all just not gonna pay attention to what I'm saying, huh? If it ain't what I'm saying, it's wrong pretty much. And I'm just like, child, I can't. And so, like, he's not understanding that Charlena is having an issue with you, sir. You are triggering her. You are throwing up red flags to the point of where it is, you are the root issue. And in order for her part to be fixed, we got to figure out what it is about you that's making all of this pop off. He ain't hearing it. He's being dismissive. He is deflecting. That's just what it's going to be. Girl, run. I'm sick and tired. I hate to even see him coming now. I just be like, child, you don't even want to listen. What is the point of you still being here if you're not even going to listen? So anyway, ultimately, she was like, do you want to go out on a date with this woman again? And he said, yeah. Dr. Nicole asked her, what do you feel about that? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. That's fine. I hope that they have an amazing time or whatever. So then Dr. Nicole asked her about her date. She was very bubbly about it, and she was serious. Like, she really genuinely does want to go out on another date with him, and she really did have a great time. And so she was like, yeah, I want to go out with him again. And so Dr. Cole asked him, Otis, what he thought about it, and he gonna try to basically say the same thing that she said. And I'm like, I'm gonna need for both of y'all to stop acting like y'all are all right with it when you're not. Like, you don't want to see the person that you're with out with somebody else, but all you have to say is, I don't want to see them out with these people, but I know it's a part of the process, so it is what it is. So if this does what it needs to do, cool. If not, whatever. But he talking about, oh, I feel the same way. Oh, I hope she enjoys herself. I just can't. I really can't. Dr. Nicole even had to ask them, are they being honest? So anyway, then they ended up asking Shorty and Kenneth about the dates that they had and do they want to go out again. Both of them said they don't want to go out again with the people who they went out on dates with. I'm like, how you had a great time? How did both of y'all have a great time with the people that y'all was with? Had great vibes, the connection was great, but you talking about no. And Kenneth, he talking about, oh, I know what I like. She know that she's the playlist to my heart or something like that. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, whatever. You're supposed to be here for a process. She should have went back out with Hollywood again since she lived for Hollywood. Fine, I understand. And like I said before, a lot of these men, no matter where they from, especially the ones from Louisiana. Listen, I ain't even go into it, but anyway, a lot of these people from Louisiana be having their mouthpiece. So it is what it is. So it's like they could be selling you on some foolishness. It's like, in your mind, this ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. But because they said it, oh, okay. But anyway, I can't. But it is what it is. And so they both are gonna end up going out on new dates. But I just think it's like, okay, I understood exactly what Shorty was saying, but at the same time, it's like, girl, that's the point. Like, if you having a third date with Hollywood pushes you so far out of your comfort zone that you be over here thinking like, oh man, I can see having babies with him. Like, you already said that he is the opposite of your man, and he's giving you the things that your man isn't, and that you have already talked to your man about, which is the communication aspect, being able to express himself and show his emotions and all this other stuff, like being able to just talk and all of that. And you in Hollywood are night and day. So I'm just like, come on now. So anyway, they both said they're not gonna go out on dates no more. So I'm just like, he over here depriving himself when he had I don't know if he's trying to do it for the sake of, I don't want to have to hear Shorty mouth later on because I decided to go out with somebody she used to deal with and work with or whatever. And she was just like, man, if I go with him, man, I might end up busting it wide open, tell him bring it back. Like, ain't no telling. But like I said before, Hollywood does have that mouthpiece. It is what it is. But he over here, he's very confident. He was very confident about his situation. He was like, look, She already got a Louisiana hot boy. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know why every time he says something, it made me bust out laughing. That was hilarious to me though. But Shorty, I don't know. I would feel some type of way if I was Kenneth, because she was just like, oh, I'm not overly invested in, the decisions that he's making in this process, because it's a process that we got to go through. I'm like, girl, I understand, but don't you care? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I already told y'all she got one foot out the door anyway, so it is what it is. Y'all know last week Alfonso and Shay ended up having a week where they didn't date, and they were talking, wanted to talk about accountability and all this other stuff, and infidelity, excuse me. And he doesn't seem to understand what is going on with infidelity. Like their whole situation just need to be over with. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. It's just to the point where she was like, he doesn't understand what a platonic friendship is. And so, no, he does not need to have platonic friendships. She gave an example of how one time they were out and about somewhere, and he knew this woman, but the woman like rolled up out of nowhere and was like, hey, Alfonso, can you give me some money? And he reached right in his pocket and gave her the money. I'm not finna get no random help for just a wad of money. What is going on here? Like, that's dumb. That don't make no sense. Like, what was the connection? Like, what kind of high price hooker situation with, like, what was this? What was going on for you to just feel the need to just be like, oh, okay. But she was feeling like Casper the Ghost, because she was just like, hello, I'm here. Don't never hardly introduce her to nobody, especially if it's another woman that he would definitely be screwing. And she said that there have been times that she basically has been able to tell that he has had dealings with these heifers, and it ain't no, oh, I'm a platonic friend. Something that went down. And like, he always has this I got to laugh situation, and it's like she has got to the point where she'll laugh, but she's laughing to keep from crying. He's laughing because it is hilarious to him, and that's sad. And I'm just like, girl, you need to run too. Like, I don't understand. And like, she does not trust him at all. That's another thing. My thing is, that's where I am at this point in my life. I don't trust none of y'all. I don't trust y'all. Y'all know how many times somebody that told me they was going to do this, that, and the other for me, and it could be the simplest of things. It ain't got to be something where you coming out your pocket, and I still couldn't depend on you for that. Ain't nobody got time. Because I'm the type of person, I put way too much of my personal energy, good energy at that, into people. I pour too much of my good energy into people, so I ain't got time to invest into you, and you're trash. So Dr. Nicole brought up the fact that he laughs again. And like I said, she be on the verge of tears, and he just really be over there dying laughing. And so I'm just like, girl, you saying all these good things, but will you actually walk away from him at the end of the day if it ever came down to where you needed to choose, okay, I choose myself and not this toxic relationship? She talking about right now, it's hard for her to see herself saying yes to marriage right now. And I'm going to get into something she say later and some other people say later, because I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? So anyway, she let them know that this week everybody going out on dates, and that they are going to be going out on dates at the same time at the same location. So Charlene was like, no, we ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? But it's finna happen, so you're going to get to getting ready. So it is what it is. But yeah, everybody's kind of like, I don't know about all that. So then they showed everybody driving off. And like I already said earlier, Otis over here still being dismissive and acting like he don't understand what's going on. Or whatever you say type responses. And it's like, child. Then we saw Shay and Alfonso in the car going back and forth, basically fighting over the fact that she does not get introduced to his friends. And it's like, girl, they not going to introduce you. These raggedy men that's out here thotting and bopping, or why would they introduce you to the side heifers? Why? Why would they introduce you to the side heifers or the soon-to-be side heifers? Why would they do that? Unless they bold. Now, I know some people that are bold enough to do that, unless they think that you're going to let them into a situation because y'all have an open relationship. But why would they be bold enough to do that? So, yeah, sis, that's not finna happen. So, you wasting your breath arguing with him. Shorty and Kenneth were like, I can't believe it. This is the first week we wasn't in the middle of something. Because normally we be at the forefront of all this stuff. So I was like, child, if you say so. It's only because y'all both said no to going on these dates. Because if y'all had to say yeah, y'all would have been in the middle or something. So anyway, Charlena over here getting ready for the dates that are going to be happening by drinking. And so he was like, no, it's too early in the morning to be drinking. Because she was like, you want to take a shot with me? She over here taking tequila shots with some kind of juice mixed in with it. He over here got a chain on. He talking about, well, no, I don't want to drink. I'm about to go work out. And so she was like, with the chain on? He was like, yeah, you drinking in the morning. So today going to be one of them days where I work out with my chain on. And I'm just like, child, it's the petty he just always got to be petty. I always got to have some tit for tat foolishness. Like, I can't. I really can't. So, she was trying to have a serious conversation with him because she actually is in the middle of trying to calm her nerves because she feels like she is not going to do what she needs to do because Dr. Nicole told them, you need to focus on your own situation that's happening, focus on your own date, and don't worry about what is going on over there with your man or your woman, because if they're doing what they're supposed to do, you're not going to have to worry about what they're doing. So it's just a matter of, are they going to do it or not? Because in all honesty, I didn't think Charlena was going to be like this, but in this scene, she's not going to be secure enough to, stop the foolishness. Like, we got a preview of that. And I'm just like, okay, but she making it seem like she had to take drinks in order to do that. Like, she took a shot, and now she got a whole cup, a whole glass where she'd have made something to drink. So then the doorbell rings, and the girl came, who is Milani, ended up meeting her, and she was asking him, like, did he behave himself when they went out before, and brought up the fact that he said that she looked really young for her age. And even in the confessional, she was like, yeah, she looks like a child. And, she was complimenting her in her face, but then later on, she was basically reading. And I was like, ma'am, ooh, child, you do not have to do all of this. So they finna go do yoga, and she there, and she gonna get ready for her date. Then we end up seeing Alfonso and Shay getting ready for their date. So she getting ready, putting the finishing touches on. So he over here was like, oh yeah, you need to go ahead and button this up. He over here trying to button up blouses and things. You wouldn't let her put a safety pin on that heifer who had her whole bra out. But now you want her to have her shirt buttoned up. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now you want to act like you want somebody to have some couth or whatever. Like, what is... I want you to look like my woman now. I want you to look presentable. You need to be buttoned up to the neck now. You got to be buttoned up to the neck. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? So she basically feel like this situation is just going to be all the text messages that she's seen and inappropriate pictures and messages that she's gotten from friends or whatever that have been about him is just going to basically be happening in real life. And I'm just like, again, the way that you even think about this man, and this is just a precursor. This is a precursor to the actual date. You're thinking about him in this way. You need to get out of this foolishness. Why does this man have a hold on you like this? And it's crazy because he was like, man, this let me know that she really loved me. But it's like, but do you love her enough to not do the things you do so that she can stop acting like this? Because she ain't never trusted you. Like, I understand. I feel like it's the way they started off, and that's the problem. You saw how everything started out. Now, everybody in life can change. But he was out here fighting and boxing when you first met him. And he helps to manage Rick Ross. Rick Ross actively cheats on the women that he is supposed to be in monogamous or whatever relationships with. So I'm pretty sure you seeing all of that all the time. You ain't finna sit up here and be no model citizen when you out here on the road with him. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So anyway, she is super insecure, like beyond insecure. And she need to just be done. She need to go somewhere, heal, be done with herself, want better for herself, because apparently she don't want much for herself. I don't understand. So anyway, we end up seeing Otis and Milan. I keep saying Milani. Is it Milan or Milani? We keep seeing Milan, Otis's date. Let me just say that. they got to the yoga class first, and then that's where Charlena and her date ended up going. And it was just to the point where Charlena kept saying little stuff to the date and like saying little stuff, and they were trying to be in their zone, and she was like, just woosah, they're on their date, we're on our date, let's just, and she was just like, I'm just trying to make him feel comfortable. They, trying to woosah and all this other stuff. She over there making little comments, and I'm like, you could have been enjoying this man. You could have been enjoying a continued conversation like what you've had before. And it's crazy because he said that he was enjoying it and that he wasn't bothered by him. And he was kind of hoping that it was making him jealous. Well, at one point in time, he saw that she had tattoos, and she turned around and showed him her whole back. And so Charlene over there looking like, oh, this is what we doing? Oh, okay. So, yeah. Like, she kind of was trying to say, well, I could tell that you were nervous at first when we had our first date or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, you like looking at him and halfway trying to talk to him. That's not finna work. It's not finna work. So anyway, the workout and like the yoga and stuff started, and they were stretching each other out. And, the guy was stretching Charlena out. And so after the class was over with, he tried to come over to her because it was couples yoga. So you got to stretch each other out. You got to help and reach over and do certain things. She didn't like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So after it was over, he tried to come over there and kiss her. And she was like, oh no, what we're not finna do is this. Go wash your hands. I was like, oh my gosh. And like I said before, she all in the confessional talking about some, she looking like his daughter. Like, I was like, why do you keep saying this? Like, and then she was clowning them, talking about some, they weren't doing the duck walks the right way. And that she wasn't strong enough to even hold him up when they had to do certain poses together. And I was just like, girl. And like, even the dude was like, yeah, I saw her jealous side. That's crazy. Like, you couldn't even focus on your date because you were too invested in what your man had going on over there. So anyway, we end up seeing Shorty and Kenneth talking. And he was just like, if anything was to pop off, do you think Dr. Nicole would be here for me just saying, okay, that's my man, but even though she said not to interact, I'm gonna just let it go down? Like, if somebody is touching you the wrong way or whatever, you think I'm not gonna say something? You think I ain't gonna get up and do nothing? And so, he was just like, no, people ain't finna be sitting up here putting their arm around you, putting their hand on you, none of that. So she was just like, if you make it awkward for me, I'm gonna make it awkward for you. I was like, child, this is a mess. And I understand that this is a process, and she is continuously trying to drill that into his head, but he ain't really here for the process. He is like, and I hate to say it, but Shorty is right in the fact that she is like, you are focused on what you think the future is going to be, which is us being together. You're not focused on the here and now and what you need to do in order for us to make it to that point, because you're not doing the things you need to do. So I'm like, girl, you wasting your breath. You wasting your breath. You are wasting your breath. So anyway, we end up seeing the date that they chose for Shay, and they went to some like sushi or some kind of Shogun type place or whatever. And so they got there first, and they were talking, and she talking about she here for him. She liked his energy. She liked the way he looked. She liked the way he dressed, all of that. So they talking, he from New York or something. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. They have a lot of the New York dudes have big energy. So she was here for his swag, as she liked to say, or whatever. So she was here for it. He talking about, oh, you my type. And so she was like, what? Oh, okay, so what's your type? He over here naming off stuff that he don't even know whether or not it pertains to her or not, and then gonna add on, fine. Talking about open-minded, intelligent women that look good. And I'm just like, the only thing you know for a fact is that she looks good. Like, y'all have barely had a 5-minute conversation, unless that's just production. Y'all know how production is, but I'm just like, whatever. So of course she enjoyed the flattery, and she done got hot and flustered, and she was like, is the air on? Is the air off? Like, what is going on? And so she really liked everything that was going on, and how he was making it about her. And I'm just like, it is what it is. He over here talking about to companionship. I was like, sir. So anyway, they took a shot of tequila and all that. So then Alfonso came in with his date. I was just like, we ain't even finna go there. I don't know what's going on. Y'all can say what y'all want to say in the comments section. But anyway, so they came in. It's funny how Alfonso and old boy had on the same color shirt. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, y'all got the same shirt on. The same color shirt, rather. So I'm like, okay then. But yeah, they came in. So the woman had her chest all out. But you over here trying to do your girl like this, button her up. She got her chest out. So she saw the situation, and y'all already know how Shay is. And I'm just confused. Well, I'm pretty sure she was trying to be messy. The woman kept calling Alfonso baby and saying sweetie and baby and all that stuff. And I understand being from the South, but girl, you just met him literally 1 minute ago. 60 seconds ago. Oh, no, baby, I'm good. Like, and I really feel like the way she was saying it, she was trying to get a rise out of her because she saw that Shay was looking over there. And he just cheesing like a Cheshire cat. And I was just like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And so she interrupted. She was like, you were looking this way. Or were you talking to me? Long story short, they got into it. They done got up about to fight. This heifer, whoever the date is, then picked up a plate, ready to swing it on her. And I was like, really? This is what we gonna do? Like, they really started throwing insults back and forth at each other. And she was like, you know what? I'm gonna get up out of here. And so Shay was trying to leave. And she's still going off on the woman to call her all out her name. I was like, oh my gosh. He told her, first of all, before they even got up out of their seats, Shay told him, you need to put mute, you need to push mute on your date because no. And so the woman was like, I think you got a problem with being pretty. I was like, ma'am. Like, she really was going, I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And so, like, she is going off her date, trying to hold her back the entire time. Alfonso wasn't doing nothing. And she in the confessional going off a little bit because she was like, the fact that he wouldn't even, like, tell her to calm down or to, do nothing. And her date was actually doing what he was supposed to do. I'm like, child, he likes the drama. That's why it took him so long to get up, because that's why he was smiling and looking back and forth and laughing at it. Because it's a joke to him. You are a joke to him. Sorry, it is what it is. Like, she really was getting really, 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 really heated. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, she rolled all the way up on that woman. And for whatever, that woman, the first thing she did, while she was raising up out of her chair, grabbed a plate. And so they're going to sit up here and play like a plate breaking in the background while they're just basically showing the name of the restaurant. And, that's where it ended. Anyway, subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And let's talk about this down in the comment section. I'm so sick of these folks. Bye.